Now we're going to learn the rules of multiplying or dividing in algebra. So the rule you need to learn here is to multiply numbers first and then variables. And when you multiply letters together, you just put them together in alphabetical order. So let's do multiply first and then we'll do divide. So for example, 4 times 3y. Okay, so the rule is multiply numbers first. So just do 4 times 3, and you know that's 12. There's only one letter there, and so that just goes next to the 12. So the answer is 12y. Second example, 6a times 2b. Okay, numbers first and then variables. And when you multiply letters together, you just put them together in alphabetical order. Numbers first, 6 times 2, 12 again. Now we've got an A times a B, and so we just put them together in alphabetical order. Let's try some with some negatives. Negative 5m times negative 3n. Okay, numbers first. Negative 5 times negative 3. You know that when you multiply two negatives together you get a positive. So 5 3s are 15 and the sign is positive. And put the letters together, mn, alphabetical order. Okay, what if we have 3 lots to multiply? 2a times negative 3b times 4c. Now you can only multiply 2 at a time. So let's take the first 2. 2 times negative 3 is 2 3s are 6, and the sign is negative because the signs are unlike. And we've got a and b together. Okay, so we now do the next sum. We multiply the result of that by 4c. Once again, multiply numbers first. Negative 6 times positive 4. So we get negative 24, and we've got a, b, c. A, B, C. Okay, let's try some divide. So, what do you do when you have to divide? Similar rules. You divide or simplify the numbers first and then simplify the variables. Okay, when you divide a variable by the same variable you get 1. So I'll show you that in a minute. Let's start with 8x. Now we could write divided by 4, but mostly you'll see it as 8x over 4. That means the same thing. Okay, so you simplify, divide, or simplify the numbers first. What's 8 divided by 4? Well, 4 goes into 8 2 times. 2 on the top. Now there's only an x there, so nothing changes, and we end up with 2x. Okay, let's try a different one. 6y divided by 4y. Now 4 won't go into 6 evenly, so what you do is you find a factor, the highest common factor of 6 and 4, or what number goes evenly into, the highest number that will go evenly into both of them. So in this case it's 2. So go through and just put a little line through the 4. 2 goes into 4 how many times? You can put it down there, 2. 2 goes into 6 how many times? And put your little 3 up there. So we've reduced 6 over 4 to 3 over 2. Now you could also put it into your calculator, like you learned in the number topic, and the calculator will simplify it for you. So we've still got a 3 on the top and a 2 on the bottom. Now if there's a y on the top and a y on the bottom, they will cancel to 1. And so they disappear because it's 3 times 1 over 2 times 1, which is just 3 over 2. So when you divide a variable by the same variable, you get 1. So the letter cancels. Let's try some. Okay. 5 times 3y. Numbers first. 5 3s are 15, and you've just got the y. Okay, try number 2. 5 times 2 is 10, and put the letters together. Number 3. Negative 6 times 4 is negative 24, and the letters go together. Number 4. Negative 2 times negative 6. Whoop, 2 negatives. We've got a positive, so it's 12, and it's positive 12. And we've got a B and a C to go next to each other. And what's happening to this one? 10 divided by 5. Well, 5 goes into itself once, 5 goes into 10 2 times. And we've got, what happens here is you've got a 2x on the top and a 1 on the bottom. Now, if you've got a 1 on the bottom, you can just write it without the 1. All whole numbers have a 1 on the bottom. So if I was writing 4, it's actually 4 over 1, but we don't need to write the 1. And it's the same when you do letters. A couple more to do. Okay, now 9 over 3. Yes, 3 will go into 9. It will go into 3 times. It's cancelling. And notice the y's will cancel to 1. And so for that, we get 3 over 1, and so we can write it as 3. We don't need to write the 1 on the bottom. Right, last one. 9 won't go into 12 evenly, so I'm going to pick the highest number that will go into both of them, which is 3. 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 goes into 12 4 times. So I have simplified it to 4 over 3. Now let's do our letters. M over M, it disappears because it's just 1, and so you just end up with 4/3.